Hi guys, and welcome back to another lesson. In today's measurement lesson, we're going to be looking at what circumference is and how to calculate it. Let's jump straight in. Okay, so let's begin looking at a circle. Now, I'm assuming you all know what a circle is, and I don't need to go through a circle. But let's look at the different parts of a circle, or the measurements that make up a circle. So if we begin with, we have our circumference, and now our circumference is the entire outside of the circle. So if I was to have a cup and I wanted to measure the circumference of a cup, imagine that I wrapped a piece of string around that cup and then measured the length of that string, and that would tell me essentially the circumference of that cup. Now, we can use our radius and our diameter to work that out. So our we'll start with our diameter. Our diameter is the distance from one side of our circle to the opposite side of the circle. So that's our diameter. Our radius is from one side of the circle to the middle of the circle. Okay, and they're important to remember the difference because we use one to calculate the other sometimes. So let's do that now. Find the diameter of a circle that has a radius of 4 centimeters. Okay, so it's got a radius of 4 centimeters, which means it only goes halfway, so the distance halfway to the middle of the circle, and that's 4 centimeters. To work out the diameter, it's 2 times the radius. So if we go diameter equals 2 times r, or 2r, we get 2 times 4, which gives us 8 centimeters. So the diameter in this case is 8 centimeters. Now, always remember you need to be using your units of measurement because we need to know what unit it is in. So find the radius of a circle that has a diameter of 12 centimeters. So we've got our diameter. Now that diameter is 12 centimeters. So the distance from one side to the other is 12 centimeters. So the radius is half of the diameter. So when we're working out the radius, we are looking for half of our diameter. So in this case, we're going to say the radius equals d divided by 2, diameter divided by 2, which gives us 12 divided by 2, and that gives us an answer of 6 centimeters. Okay, we've worked out how to work out our radius and our diameter. Let's look now at how we calculate our circumference. So to calculate the circumference, what we just do is we say 2 pi r. So 2 times pi times r. Now I'll show you in class how you use the pi function on your calculator. The other way we can do it, because we know that 2 times the radius gives us our diameter, so we can say that the circumference is also pi times the diameter as well. So these two rules are the same, it just depends on if we're working with our radius or our diameter. So let's use this circle here to calculate the circumference. We're going to do it correct to 2 decimal places. So to calculate the circumference, we're going to use the diameter. So we're going to use the circumference equals pi times the diameter. So in this case, pi times the diameter gives us pi times 6. And pi times 6 is 18.8495559, so on, so on. So how do we round that to 2 decimal places? What we're going to do is we're going to cut it here essentially. The number after our 2 decimal places is a 9, so it's a 5 or above, which means that this 4 goes up to a 5. So we get 18.5 centimeters. Okay, so let's look at the circumference of this circle. It's a little bit different to the last one. The last one we were looking at the diameter. In this case, we've got the radius. So we're going to be using the circumference equals 2 pi r. So r again stands for radius. So this means 2 times pi times r. So we'll replace that r, the radius, with 5 centimeters. So we get 2 times pi times 5, which gives us an answer of 31.4159265, so on. So we round that to 2 decimal places, so we get our pen, we're going to cut it here. The number after our second decimal place is 5 or above, so this goes up, which means we end up with 31.42 centimetres. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you have any questions, please make sure you ask. Otherwise, we will see you in the next lesson.